Good morning, everyone. This is Will, K-Mac Vintage. How's everyone today on this wonderful Tuesday morning? It is 9 o'clock here, so 10 o'clock Eastern Time. I haven't done a live stream in a while. I've just been so busy and decided to, now that I have a bunch of boards here to fix, that I'm going to go ahead and jump on that. And what better to do than a live stream while I'm working on this? Um, So I have already a board here on the table. I just finished unwrapping this and I'm reading the note that the person sent me. This is a SE30 reloaded board I've done for a person before. Um, so he's telling me that he's having some problems with it. Um, but I'm trying to see where he tells me what the board is doing. It won't boot any external or internal drives other than the floppy emu. Okay, well, Uh, let's go to this camera. Um, I've taken out his ROM because he did send me it with memory and ROM. This is for actually Richard. It's a SE30 reloaded that I've done already for him. And I'm going to use a Rominator because the image I'm using on here is a 32-bit hack 7.5.5. So it needs a Rominator for it to work. And let's plug in our wonderful SE30 compact card. It's sitting over here off to the side. Um, I use it with a cable like this because I could put it on directly like this, you see, and still get the same thing, but then I can't probe. Okay, so I use a ATX extension cable that I just plug in. This is just a normal ATX cable that I bought off of Amazon, and one side will go in exactly, and then that same side you plug in down there on the board, and that works. That gets the job done. Now I take my 12-volt barrel connector, just plug this in, and let's see what I get. It's gonna come up on my main Raminator is already popping up, and he's right. It doesn't want to boot. Does not want to boot. I get the question mark. Mm. So, SCSI chip, or could it be the external port? He says internal doesn't work either, but let's give that a shot and see. So we'll use the infamous blue SCSI, and let's go plug this in and see what we get. That's the monitor chirping. And now I'm getting something completely different. The voltages are good, so I'm not worried about the voltages anymore. I'm getting some very strange artifacts on the screen. And it goes right into a fault. Let me see if I remove this and those go away. Sorry about my big head in the way. No, it does not go away. Okay, so now that's coming back up. I'm not getting anything. Okay, so let's put this in. I get problem. Power on, no back feed. This one does not have initiator mode, so this is one of the older Blue SCSI version too. So why is it as soon as I plug this in, I get problem? Okay. And now if I just leave the cable there, I'm back to the fault. Take out the cable. A little chicken outside with a little mama chicken outside of my window with the little ones. My yard needs mowing. All right, let's start. Okay, his RAM and his ROM are out. I'm getting no blink. Since I'm not booting up right now, I just want to let's use a stock ROM. All right, now I'm getting blinks now. I'm getting the pointer. Yes. And I'll get the disk icon question mark. Some coffee time. I don't know if y'all will be able to see it. Let's see. Maybe I can show it. Yeah, they're mama chicken with the little ones that are grass is taller than the little ones out there walking. Yes, my yard needs to get mowed. I need to tell the people to come do it. Anyway, so like actually Bruce, I have a chook cam too, but my chickens are actually wild in the yard. All right, so I have the disk icon. Um, let's now plug in the SCSI. All we're gonna do. And this one. For y'all to see what this is doing on the screen. Sorry, I have to use a camera like this, but there it is. Yeah, I'm still getting that. So now, what I'm thinking, because I had someone else have the same problem. Um, yeah, where did I put it? Okay. Someone sent me a board, or someone tell me that these RTC chip replacements sometimes they don't boot with SCSI when they're in. So I made some more. We'll put his original one there. That could be the problem. That could be what's causing it. Because when they put in the real RTC chip, it boots up without any problem. So let's put in a new one there that I just made a couple days ago, and let's see what happens. All right, my screen is there. Could be the RTC. No, it went right to question mark. Okay, now the thing is that it will not boot. It will boot floppy emu, but not SCSI. All right, let's go. So just to be safe, let me try another one of these just in case. Now this is a hacked one, so let me put in my hacked ROM. Where did I put it here? It's booting. Here we go. Look. It is booting up. Let me see if I can put this camera here for y'all to see. Sorry, it's gonna look kind of up like I see that, or I can put it back here. Sorry, I don't have a better setup with this yet. I let's just do that. So it is booting. So it could be very well that chip, the RTC. Okay, so I didn't think it was any of my soldering work. Let's see here. Are we in 32-bit mode? Should be because this is the hacked. No, but it can do it. Anyway, it's fine. Let's shut down. Okay, we're gonna shut down. Did that one? I know works. Let's take his RTF again. Let's boot up. Go right across. All right, we'll take out that one. Put in this one. RTC. Oh, now it doesn't want to boot again. Ay, ay, ay. Something very weird with this machine. The first version RTC chips I made that he has. The problem with that is that it probably stretched out the sockets. You see, yeah. Because the thing is that with these, I use much fatter pins, and when you put those in sockets, they mess it up. But you see, it is booting up. So I'll probably replace that socket with a new one, and then just give them a new RTC chip. See, so it does come up. I mean, it's there. All right. I might have a problem here that my stream is not going to YouTube because I don't see it. Oh yeah, it is there. Okay. All right, it is out there live. Good. But anyway, let's shut this down and you see. Let me show you that with this one, it's I can do. Oh, not the mouse. I can do 32-bit mode with this one. Uh, See, it doesn't like that RTC chip. And I need to fix that socket. That socket is not good. Whoever's watching, thank you for being there. Or that might welcome. And whoever was there is gone. So now this should be on 32-bit mode. Yep. Okay, anyway. All right, I'm gonna switch here. I'm gonna turn this off. Let me disconnect things here. Why is that camera still on? Okay, I'm gonna take off that socket there and put on a new one. I just don't like how that is. I'll show you under the scope what I mean. see how the sock, you see how the slots are a lot more open. Okay, because the old RTC chip that I made, the legs were a lot fatter, you see, and the new ones I use very thin. Okay, so, and I don't want to go bend them back, so it's easier for me to just take out the socket and put in a new one. It's only 8 spots. There's only 8 legs that I have to unsolder. Put that in view for you. First thing I'm doing this morning, so I have to turn on the soldering iron, heat it up. Okay, so, but for my trip from Florida, I came back with 30 boards. Not all SE30s and that, but quite a few of them are SE30s. Now, two of them I don't have to do right away because those I already swapped out with some new reloaded boards, so those become my boards now that I can transfer later and have as spares. That way, if someone wants one, I can just do a swap real quick. So out of 30, then that leaves 28. Out of those 28, I've already repaired 3 of them. So now that leaves 25. Hopefully this one here will get solved with this. And then that's another one done. Alright, socket is out. That one goes in the garbage. Let's see if all my holes are nice and clean. Not totally clean, so let's go to this side and see. I got two there that I need to clean a little bit better. This one and this one. So this RTC with the larger legs, I'm not gonna keep. I'm gonna vacuum that on the ground. We'll chunk that one. Hey there, Chip. How are you? Thank you for joining and the comments. Yes, I'm just working on an SE30 here for Richard, and I think I solved the problem. Not much, not much else really going on. It's just some repair work here. Let me get another socket. Okay, so you see here now. Earlier, I showed you the socket where the legs are, where the legs, those um, pins were stretched. Now you see it when it is new. So that's where it was not making a very good contact. So we'll put in a new one here, and we'll see if that might solve some of the problem. Now, I'm doing this one-handed, so you're not gonna. I'm sorry, I can't put it in view right now. But okay. Once I got one leg holding, then I can put it in view for you. Okay, so I have one already done. All right, so this is now in. Let me give it another little clean here. I use a flux remover instead of IPA. I do have IPA also, but I find the flux remover gets rid of it a lot better. Okay, I'm gonna switch back to the desk cam, and here we are now. So let me clean up some here. I don't need all this stuff out here. By the way, I bought these new tweezers. I bought them at actually Hobby Lobby. Um, I think it's not even $5. I think it's a pack. It's a pack that came with various different ones. Yeah, I mean you can see what all came with it. So far, I really like this one because it's very fine point and it's got very good touch. I have not used the other ones yet. So I don't use too many different tweezers. I normally have a fine point like this and then a fatter point. This is a very cheap little thing that came with one of my soldering things that I bought or something, and I had it from actually day number one, and I still love it. It works well. All right, so let's put this in now. How to identify? Let me show you on the scope. So if you have one of these, okay. So here's the RTC replacement chip. All right, a square pin here. That is pin one. Okay, and you can see this has your white line here. This has to go facing to the actually video ROM. So this is one, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Very straightforward, nothing fancy there. So we take this and put it in. See, now that makes a much better contact. Let's go to the external SCSI. See, and we put in the Raminator. This is the ramen. This uses the actually. It uses the actually Raminator base ROM image, but it's got my own customized boot image on it. So this is a 8 MB ROM, universal. So this can work in the SE30 and the Mac 2 family, and at the same time some of the Quadras and the Performers. If you add a ROM socket, it has circuitry that will automatically switch the signals and do what is needed, not to prevent damage. But you do have to write your own image if you want to use it in a Quadra or a Performer. This image that comes on it is only for the Mac 2 family and the SE30s. Uh, so here we go. Let's plug this in. We have so far that came up, no fault. And do I get no? I get question mark again. So there is something else. It's not just a socket. Because if I try, let's try another one, but it's, it's not reliable. It's something is. Now it boots up. And now it's booting up. I mean that's something intermittent, guys, and those are a pain to solve. Let's see again. I want to check some chips and make sure there's no bridges or a loose leg somewhere. See, now I get question mark again. And I know these are good because I tested them on other machines and they boot up fine. All right, let's go start testing some. Let's go start testing some chips and see. All right, now how I look at the chips is I bring my scope off the edge of the table, and then I can just do this. See, I actually float the board, where then I can see. So I'm basically gonna look at all the chips as much as I can. I'm looking to see if I see anything that might appear loose. That's not something from me. I bet you I know what this is. This is that top piece, the floppy drives. No. This is the blue. Alright, so now we go check this side of all of them. I'm looking for bridges or solder balls, and at the same time, I'm also looking to see if any leg that looks like it might be loose. This is the swing chip. This is the SCSI. I'm gonna adjust this a little bit and I'm gonna check some. So then what I do is I use my hook. may not impact now. Yeah, I'm gonna clean that off. I don't like that. Because I'm not sure that via is supposed to go to that pin or not. So see, I'm not sure if that's supposed to go there. So at least that's cleared up. Hey, when you're floating the board in your hand with the scope, you can see a lot more than normal. You control it up and down, and you can turn it like this, and then zoom it, and then move it, and you see better. All right, so the last sides now. We'll go here to the ADB. Good via swim. I don't see nothing with this Wisconsin. SEC looks good. And the only one I found was that one there that was kind of wrong on that Apple sound chip. Could that have been my problem? Let's see. That's pin 6 on the Apple sound chip. No. I still have the question mark. Alright, I need to look at the schematics for 1 minute here, so sorry if I'm not gonna say too much. Magnetize, schematic, reload, redrawn, okay. That Apple sound chip pin 6, let me see what that was for. DSCU10. Pin 6 is not even connected. But still, it could have had something going into that chip. All right, okay, so let's look at the SCSI now. 53C80, this is the SCSI. It doesn't go through any. Doesn't go through any um, resistor networks or nothing. The only thing it's got a fuse and a diode, but that's directly for the power. 3 farad beads on the backside and 1 capacitor. Could that be the problem? Could be. Okay, right now I have that's the reset line on the SCSI. I was thinking maybe I was keeping the reset low, but then that would stop everything else too. Let's use this wrong for 1 minute and see. I know it's not gonna. It's booting it. But it's gonna give me an error because it's a hacked version and it's expecting the actually ROMinator ROM. It's booting. That kind of froze up. No, there it goes. Just connect that back, plug it in. Boots up. I want to check something. I want to check something on the underside. What I want to check is that if those ferrite beads and that on the bottom are good. I'm going to focus you in a second here. L 8, 9, 10. capacitor number. I want to make sure all these are soldered on good. And that LC47, C47 is on good. No problem there. So internal SCSI connect. Oh, I forgot to focus you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry on that. Alright, when I'm looking here, this is the internal SCSI connector. Make sure there's no bridges there either. And this one here should be the external. Make sure, yeah. Yeah, that's the external one. Everything there soldered good. I can't see it from this side because it's all internal. Diode is all good. Fuse is good. These are the 3 ferrite beads for that 8, 9, and 10. I don't know what this thing under it is. There's like some solder in there, but I don't think that would be causing a problem. Alright, hard to say. Let's just see if this thing will keep on running. Keep on running. The Chip, you're talking about these three? Okay, these resistor networks. All right. These two are used for the serial, and this one is floppy. I mean, I could try them. I could try them. I mean, but I don't see on the schematic based. I don't see them having any impact on the SCSI. Um, you see, RC10, which is this one, is purely for the floppy. For these two. I mean, this one is totally for the floppy, and these two are 100% for the for the serial for the actually serial ports and the printer port. Um, they don't have anything on there for SCSI. I'm looking at it right now just to double check, but I don't see. Yeah, these 4 chips then have signals that go through here that then goes to the two serial. Um, SCSI wise, everything comes directly off of the SCSI chip and goes to either here or here. There's nothing in between. The only thing that's in between is the diode here and this. Let me see, F3, and this fuse that then provide termination power to the SCSI. I don't see anything else on the schematic. Yeah, these are the Born filters, and I mean this is the same thing that I have here because I mean you can't buy these anymore. So then these are made. So I do have others that I can switch it with, but before I do that, let me see if what happens now with this. See, I get a question mark. I mean, could it be the SCSI chip? It's kind of flaky. Yeah, I hate the intermittent issues too. It's you know what we're gonna do? I should have done this earlier. Let's see what tech step tells us. Tech step's probably gonna come up and say nothing wrong. Yeah, the intermittent issues are, but you know what? That's how you learn, right? Or at least that's how I learned from it. And if there is something wrong with the Born filters, this will tell me because it won't be able to connect. All right, so we bring the tech step into view so you can see what it does. This is the first prototype, so it's different than the ones that I sell. Matter of fact, I don't even have. I do have some here that I'm working on that are not. They're not completed yet. So I do have some that I'm working on. See, one of the changes is the battery that was up here is now gone and it's down here, and they use this and actually iPhone 6s battery. So I mean, this one works too. So, but anyway, let's go with this one because I have all the cables connected to it. The difference with this one is that you have to select the ROM package. Okay, with these dip switches. In the newer one, that's built in, so this comes up, and then with the up and down buttons, you can select ROM one, two, three, or four. Then depending on the one you want, if you want that one, you hold down the asterisk, and it will boot it up, and there you go. So you don't have any more dip switches. All right, we want SE30. Let's turn it on, plug it in, terminate. Communication established, so I don't have anything wrong with these two Born packages. Logic test. Well, before I don't want to do all. Let's back up. Let's go to logic tests here, and just go down to SCSI. Timed out. That SCSI chip is flaky. Let's try something else here just to make sure the video test is working. But you see, it says it lost communication, but the video test is running. Something's flaky with the SCSI chip for sure, because I wouldn't have. Something's wrong with that SCSI chip. See, as soon as I start doing tests, it loses communication, and that's coming through the SCSI. So let's switch SCSI chips. One of the good things is that I just bought a bunch of SCSI. Oh, I don't want to leave. I don't know why that came up. Maybe my mouse was pushing something. So anyway, I just bought a bunch of SCSI chips. So I'm actually on the UT source. So let's try one and see. I might socket it that way I can work with it better. Although I don't like sockets too much with these. For me to know if I can socket it, let me take a look at these chips and see how they look. I haven't even taken this out yet. I just bought these. I bought 60 of them. Okay, well, we got a SCSI chip to take off. I'm going to use hot air for that, so, but I need, in the meantime, I need to protect some things around here. This is the first step, so let's replace this. It's already loose. There it is. Off. Okay. Note to self: do not touch metal blades that were just used with hot air on them with your bare hands. I've done that numerous times. Alright, so we're gonna go clean up this now. You can't see the whole thing, but you get the idea. I'm gonna put down some flux here. I am gonna put down a socket because then I can easily switch chips out if I need to. Okay. The bottle almost empty. Take it out. This is a flux remover again. Let's Let's get one chip out and see. Now these are recycled chips supposedly, and a lot of it depends on how good the legs are. These look like new. Alright, a socket will be nice for this. Let me get one. Alright, so here's the socket. I need to do is push this out. Why I push it? Because then the legs break off right where they need to. See that? See how easy? Okay, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit more and focus it better so you can see the whole socket. Okay. Basically, I want to try to line this up. I need to clear it up a little bit first so I can see it better. So up there in that corner, just tap some solder down there. Down here too. Now I am pushing down on the socket, and you can see how I can still move it. Okay, that's holding. Now I can just touch the rest of them, and the solder will flow. This one will come out. I don't need to turn it because, or else I will melt it. Four more to touch. 1, 2, 3. Okay, socket is on. this up some. These are lint-free special type task wipes made by the Kim Tech. They're called Kim wipes. They do have various different versions. They have some that are very expensive, but these are like $8 a box, and 286 sheets in it. I love them. They work very nice. All right, so socket is on. Let's get the chip. Making good contact. All right, so let's go straight back to as you tuck stuff. When did this one want to come up? Did I connect something wrong? Maybe not enough juice to. Looks like the brightness is gone, but I don't have. There's no brightness knob on this one. Alright, let's go to the other one then. There you are. There you are. See, this one went right away to tell me it's SCSI serial problem. Let me put in there. Sometimes by having this in it helps it. Communication established. 3. Let's go to SCSI. Still getting that timeout issue. All right, Chip, we're gonna do. Hey there, Felipe. How are you? Glad you could join me. Chip, we're gonna do what you suggested. I'm gonna pop those two out and put in some of my replacements. See if that might be causing some problem. All right, let's see. All right, let's go to ROM pack one. Turn it on, plug it in, terminate. See, now it's telling me there's a problem with communication. Let's make sure I put these in good. You know what? Let me leave these in. I'm gonna try one other thing first. Take out that SCSI. This is the original SCSI. I'm gonna clean some. I'm gonna clean some bridges that are on the bottom. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm just cleaning this chip. This is the original SCSI. Oh, thank you on the tech step. Yes, these are the recreation by Max out of UK, and um, I teamed up with him, and we um, he approved us of making some and selling them. So this is the actually KMAC version, specifically for us. I still have 7 of them available. They come complete with all the ROM packages. Um, the only thing you need to add is, because of shipping regulations, I cannot ship it with a battery, and then also the cables. But everything else comes with it, and a nice case. I don't have any of the cases here because I took those machines. I took those up to actually VCF and sold them there. So, all right, let's turn this back on. Yes, the battery you can buy from Amazon or from all sorts of different phone actually places in your country. Really easy to find. I sell them for actually four actually hundred. That is with the case and everything, and it's got a membrane keyboard on it. I don't have one here for me to show you. I mean, if you go to the website and to the shop, if you go to kmacvintage.com and to the website, and then you can see it there. See, I don't know why this is giving me a timeout problem, and it shouldn't be. But this makes me question these chips I bought because this iLog didn't come up. Let me try a different one. That's the thing that when you buy used chips, especially from actually UT source, it may not be what you think they are. See, so this is with the original chip. This is with another new one that I got from UT source. So let's put this one in here and see. Communication established. Test mode. I just want to test SCSI. See, timed out. And those are the new 175s on there. And when it times out like this, it is no longer a SCSI problem. It's something on the serial side. Okay, so that's what's making me question now all of the serial side communications. Yeah, Philippe, if you look there, you'll find actually tech step, and you'll see a picture of it with the case and everything. Um, Recently, I sold one and I sent it to actually over to actually Austria, one to someone in Australia, and a couple other ones have also been sold. I'm only making 15 of them, so I think I got like seven left. All right, so we got to the point. Tech step. The SCSI is connecting. I want to see if I still have that SCSI boot problem with this different chip. But then there's still a problem with this board, and I think I'm leaning more towards that serial communication. No, SCSI's not going to boot. I could tell right away. I could tell right away because you see the flashing on the SCSI. It did not initialize. Now I'm gonna. I need to look at the schematic for 1 minute. I have an idea here. 3 and 4. 3 3 3 1 4 7 8 4 3 1 2 3. Coming from the glue chip. Okay. I remember having something like this before, something similar with the SCSI, and my problem ended up being via number two, which is UK11, because on via 2 you have the SCSI DRQ and SCSI IRQ signals, and if those are not good, you're gonna have problems with your SCSI. This time it booted up, you see, and those are on pins 43 and 20 on the SCSI. Well, on the via. The board is not damaged in any physical way. It was a transfer that I've done before. All right, let me back up with it. All right, so that you know the whole story, Philippe. Richard sent me a damaged board, and I do SE30 transfer service where I transfer it over to a new board. That's why this board is blue. So I did a transfer for him, and for me here it was working okay. But then when he got it, he was getting intermittent SCSI problems. Okay, where the SCSI would not boot, either internal or external. Sometimes it would boot, sometimes it wouldn't. So then he sent it back to me, and this is what I'm trying to solve now, is to get the SCSI to boot all the time and work all the time. Okay, so um, that's where I'm at with this. Okay, so this is the original SCSI chip that was on it that I took off. And then I bought 60 more SCSI chips recently from actually UT Source, because you can't really find these anymore at Mauser or DigiKey or that, and eBay people wanted too much. So I have some of them there because I need them for these that I make also, because the actually tech steps have a SCSI chip on them. So um, I now have one of the new SCSI chips in there, and I'm getting the same problem that I was getting with actually his chip. So you see, so if I reset this board now, and more than likely, let's see if the SCSI will boot. Yeah, I think it's gonna boot this time. So yeah, you see now it's booting. But let's turn it off. Let's do all this. And let's get power off to it and let it actually discharge completely. And a matter of fact, oh well, no, I need to use my ROM because this is a hacked one. All right, so we're gonna try to power back on now. See, so this comes up. Let's see what the SCSI is gonna do. It's doing the tests. It's gonna boot. Yeah, it's gonna boot this time. But UK12, this via here, like I said on from the schematic, it's got 2 points. Well, this is the first time that I'm using these actually UT source chips. I just got them. I just came back from a trip up to Florida where I had the board sent, where I had them mailed to, and I picked them up there and actually bring them down with me. So I'm just now starting to use them, but I'm somewhat leaning towards a via problem, because that has the IRQ on it, and I think that's where the signal is not getting good, and it's yeah, it's gonna boot again. You see, but then I still got the problem with the tech step doesn't want to connect, and it should. See, now it's not going to boot. You see, once that starts blinking like I see that, I don't know if you can see it. You see, it's not going to boot. Um, it's hard to say if it is something like actually that. I mean, earlier, Philippe, I went through and looked at all of the pins of all the chips. I looked at the glue, the two vias, the ADB, the swim, SCSI serial, ASC. I went and looked at all of those. Um, yeah, it could be. I mean, if it was like a solder joint, if it was a bridge somewhere, then it would be a constant issue. With it being intermittent, it's very hard to say. I mean, uh, let me see if I have something here for 1 minute. Let me see. I need an authentic, real RTC chip. Okay, this one. I have had problems because you see, this is using an RTC replacement, and I have had problems sometimes with those not always booting up SCSI. So let's put in a real one. Let's see what happens. I'm getting nothing. Yeah, this time it's booting. Let's disconnect things. I mean, I've gone through and looked at the ferrite beads that provide power to the SCSI chip and to the fuses back here, the diode back here for the termination power that goes out. All that is fine. Um, so right now I'm trying it again with just this is gonna boot too. Yep. All right, now here comes a test. Let's connect this and see what this does with a real RTC chip. Okay, communication established. I just want to test the SCSI. See, I still got that communication problem. See, it's losing communication, and that's telling me serial side. I mean, that's 100% serial. And serial could be various different things. It could be coming from the SEC chip. It could be coming from these two LS30 chips, or from the two 175 chips that are right here. All of this ties into the serial. So one thing I can try to do is let's disconnect one of those and see what happens. Oh, I don't want to turn on yet. I need to solder that. See? Because now I got the serial disconnected. I'm leaning towards that via. I don't. This via here. Good thing is I do have more of the VS. That's not something that is hard to get. So let me make some room here. I'm gonna switch to the scope camera here. All right, let me see here. Via two. Which lines did I say? Pin number 43 and 20. All right, 43 is gonna be right there. That's connected good. And then 20 is gonna be right here. good connections. These two little LS30s are some of the hardest chips to solder onto these reloaded boards. They always get so much damage. Anyone have any input? Then you got these 175s. That's also part of the serial circuitry. And these are new ones that I put on. I mean, the legs are good. Anything soldered wrong back here? No. And I've never had a bad 26 LS30. I've had bad 175s, but these are two new ones on here. And I've had bad 8530, the actually SEC chip. And what I could do is take off this SEC, put a socket, and try some of the ones I have, because I do have some new ones. The actually green stuff on the chip is really um, corrosion stuff happening. So that's what that is. That's not this stuff here. So you have this stuff here. So I just poke my face with that. So Philippe, what do you think? SEC or VIA? Which one should I go for? Let me look at one. Let me look at the schematic for 1 second here, because if that VIA two, I think if that V, I would be having a lot more problems in other areas because it's got IRQ 1 through 6 on it. It's got RAM size 0 and 1. Um, and it's got a couple other functions that it does. Now the SEC, the SEC really has got nothing to do with SCSI. I mean, that may not solve my SCSI problem, but SCSI IRQ, SCSI DRQ, 4 and 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I I am leaning. And let me see what I have on on Vias. Give me 1 second here. Someone just sent me some. Someone just sent me some from Canada. These were well. Sent me some chips from a Bomb Classic board. Thank you, Trina. I might be putting your chips to use right now. Let me see if there's a Via in here. Okay, the SCSI came. The SEC came. The ADB and the Swim. But no Via. Alright, so that's what came from Trina. I think the Swim, I said no because it was right next to all the battery damage and it was in very bad shape. So these are the ones I got from Trina from a Classic. Goes there. Alright, I am leaning towards that Via. So I'm gonna take that off. Just stab in the dark here. I'll socket it because I do have some other new ones of these. Ooh, the water's hot. All right, so let's clean this off. Nice and clean. Okay, pushing that out I found to be a lot easier, and doesn't it breaks the legs off right at the right place that I needed. Philip, yeah, thanks on the microscope. Yeah, it's one of the higher end ones, but then the camera too is a good one that's on it. Okay, so I'm gonna put down a little bit more flux here. Okay, a little bit more here to solder. Where are you? There you are. I don't have good view yet. flux cleaner. It's not alcohol. It's a flux cleaner. Cleans the flux off a lot better than just alcohol. Alcohol is better for a little bit of things, and for water displacement bad. Okay. Now I have two vias here from other machines. Now might be a chance that these don't work either. I do need to clean them because they are quite messy here. Okay. Looks good, I guess. Okay. All right. We're gonna attempt it with these two vias and see what happens. Just letting them dry off for a second here. I do have other ones of these, so let's try first normal SCSI boot, see what happens. If that may solve our SCSI problem. For that, I'm gonna go back to the RTC chip, not the well, the RTC replacement, not the original. All right, let's see what I get. Nope, got the blinking, got the question mark again. So let's try chip, change chip then. All right, with a real RTC, it's booting. It's gonna boot. All right, let's try different one of these. Nope. Yep, it's booting. All right, so this did not. Very weird here what I'm having. Okay, and now it's gonna boot. Unplug this. Let's try the internal one. Nope. Okay. Still giving me the same thing numerous times. Question mark. And now it boots. Nope. Weird, huh? Very strange. Very strange issue. Alright, let me see what this does. Let's see if it'll boot up every time. This one really has me stumped, guys. Really has me stumped on what it could be. Scuzzy booting. It's gonna boot. Yep. Away it goes. Yep. Alright, so if that's the case, let's go back to this tech step for 1 minute here now. Let's go see what this is doing with the real RTC chip. Alright. Power. Terminate. Loses communication. So even with the real RTC, it loses communication. Just so I can rule it out, I'm gonna switch these to some other ones. Alright, let's try that again now. Communication established, test node, run check, lost communication. Alright, SEC time. This is on the serial port, on the modem port. Which is this one. This is the modem. Because modem one, let me go back to the schematic here. All right, modem. Where are you, modem? All right, here. Modem is the this one here that then goes to RP2 here, then comes to UB12. UB12 is here. This on 175, and also goes to UD12. This one. So everything is on this side, which then comes to here. And I've never had one of these LS30s fail on me. And I already replaced the two 175s. Those are new ones. Now, could a new one be faulty? Yes, it could. Okay, I mean, I've already replaced. I mean, it doesn't take me long to switch this. And I can socket it like I did the other ones, and we go from there, right? So let's give that a shot and see what we get, right? It might be full of sockets in the end, but yeah, I don't think so. Because I don't have sockets for these anymore. I use them all up. Just the socket makes it easier for me to test more than one chip. So I really don't like to use the sockets on these SE30s because a lot of times the old chips are legs are junk and they don't make good contact and that. That came off way too easy. Came off way too easy. So let's clean this off now and put on the socket. Okay. And why I will use a socket on this is because I have that chip as new. Okay. I have this chip as new, so I can put in a good one. Alright, okay. Let's go. I have had SECs fail on me, and the 175s. sent me one, didn't she? That little, those that I checked earlier, I think in there was one. Yes, there is. It looks good too. See how they look. I don't know where my new ones are. I'll give it a shot and see. What shall we try first? Try the. Yeah, this is the one I need. I need a tech step, so. See, now it doesn't want to connect. Okay, communication established. Still lost. So it was not the SAC. All right, we're problem solving here, Felipe. Step, step by step. My next bet is those. Don't know. Hard to say here. I can't see that all these SCSI chips from UT Source bad. This was his original SCSI. different S5380, 8530, sorry. You're gonna have to clean it first here though. Just give me 1 second here, folks. Let me clean this off. This one leg was a bit bad. Yeah. Oh boy, it's working. It's yeah, Felipe, because stupid ass me, and I mean I'm gonna use the word ass because I should have remembered this. Um, a modified ROM will not work with that step. Simple as that. Hey, Retro Techie, how are you? Glad you could come in just say, and say hi and give me some views. Not many people during the day join in or even watch. So yeah, Felipe, when I was at VCF, we ran into the same problem. Someone brought a board there and they had a modified ROM and could not connect. So then I took off that ROM and put on a known base stock ROM and it worked. See, now I'm getting SEC fail. So there is something with the SEC. You see, it is telling me fail. So, but if that's the case, then because right now I have his original SCSI in there. Tweezers. And it was just now sitting here seeing that, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm using a modified ROM. I gotta take away some bridges on this chip. 1 second. Let's put let's put his original SEC back in there. My knowledge blows your mind. I don't have that much knowledge now. Come on. A lot of my stuff is just trial and error and guessing. Let's just say it. No, but I do try to retain some of it. At this age, though, it's hard to actually retain too much more. It goes out. It goes out the mind quicker than it comes in. So yeah, there's still a problem, but right now I'm just gonna check the SEC because that's the one that was giving trouble. Let's see if this passes now. See, so this SEC is failing too. This is the one from him, and that's the thing about sockets. Okay, sometimes with these old Apple chips, and you go use sockets, it never makes a good connection. And my experience blows your mind. And see, now it doesn't want to connect because I'm not using the actual spacer on this one. You see, I ran into this with these old Apple chips that I mean for some reason a lot of times they don't make good contact or that's why a lot of times when I do actually reload a board, I will not use sockets because of that same problem. These chips don't make good contact. And retro thank you for giving me the praise. Appreciate it, and it makes me feel good. All right, that's connected now. Let's go to the SEC test. I think this one's gonna pass. So when it takes this long, it's gonna pass usually. No test modem handshake. So I still got some problem between, and I've seen this before. Where did I see this before? the the 175 chips, because that's what it's trying to do here. When it's testing that, it is communicating with serial and everything, so it is testing the serial circuitry. So this, mm, there is something there. But you know what? Let's do this. I know the SEC is not failing, but let's test SCSI. SCSI is passing. Let's test swim. Passed. FPU. My doggy dying to go out. Sound. You're not gonna hear the sound. The sound's going directly into over this cable. So passed. ADB. Passed. Okay. Um, I'm gonna put his original VIA back in, and we're gonna test that. Let's see. I have his original SCSI, his original SEC in there. I need to clean this a little bit. These two are from my collection. I'm cleaning this off camera, folks. Just bear with me. What do you mean by face the other direction, retro? Oh, that wasn't for me. The Born recreations are usually good, but I can put the originals back in there too. Um, Let me try first with this VIA. Let me get that in. I haven't had problems with the Born. Um, the resistance is 2 ohms higher than the originals. Let's check VIA. Okay, VIAs are good. Clock we test. Let's try SEC again and see. This is with the VIA replacements. Well, sorry, with the Born replacements. Okay, let's do this then. Let's take these off. We'll put the originals on there. There is one that has a pin broken, but the broken pin is ground, so it's not needed because all 4 corner pins are actually ground. All right, Retrotech, thank you. This is my work, so for me, I am here. But then again, I'm retired and I do this for fun. Um, I could solder it back on the board. I mean, but let's see what happens with the original boards on there. Time is it? 11:42. Not even 12 o'clock yet for lunch, and I'm hungry. See, even with that, it's failing. And if I'm not mistaken, I can try different ones of these again. Because I can't see that many of these being bad. Okay? So it's not the Borns. I'm gonna change one of those 175s. I may just change them both. They're right there. They're very easy to do, right next to each other. And if I have that, I'll pop them off with hot air very quick. Tweezers. Hard plastic right there. I have new ones. Let me find them. Give me a second, folks. still continues after this, then it's a LS30. Okay. Flux on this. All right, they're on. Let's see. Let's see what we get here. I've been on almost 3 hours. Wow. Can I pull a Dave stream? 8 hours? I don't know. I do need to eat something sometime. Could it be? Could it be? Could it be? Moment of truth. After this, the only thing left is that LS30, and those are, oh my god, I don't want to think about that one. Yeah. Yeah. Well, my scope is an AM scope one. And unfortunately, the camera I have, they don't make it anymore either. That's one of the bad things. Um, but yeah, I'll have to find it from Amazon, and 'cause that's where I bought the scope from, and I should get that for you. I wanna. I'll have to find that and put it. I don't. Let me see if this machine's Amazon link here will, because I don't do much on this machine here. Let me see if I can find the link for it. Yeah, you see, I'm not even signed in. Orders. I bought the scope in 23. It was $560. Uh, that's the scope. Now I need to figure out it's which one of those LS30s it is. J2 or J3. Okay, J2. HSKO. HSKO. Okay, HSKO is coming from the UE12S. Coming from this one. All right. Okay, so you got the scope. Yeah, it is the handshake. I mean, that's coming from that chip. That's coming. When I look at the schematic, that's coming from that one. Um, and it's not even touching the 175. So my two 175 should have been great. Handshake is strictly coming from that LS30. You got handshake A and B signals, and that's on pin 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How can it be 18 when that chip only has 20 pins? Well, yeah, it can be 18. Yeah, that's right. So maybe let me check. Let me check that one pin. Maybe there's just something wrong with that connection. Let's try that first, right? So these two 175s are fine. So I'll put that back in the bag. I can remove those. Let's take a look. Because pin 18 is going to be right here. Let me get give you a scope view. Let me get my cam. Let me switch off the schematic. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 right here. This one. And that's very well connected though, folks. I mean, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 14, 15, 16, 17. And it's the two on the end here, so you know what? I'm gonna reflow all of them. Matter of fact, I think I may reflow more on this chip. Yeah, I got some bridges. I know. I need some more flux. Come on, get off of there. There we go. This is gonna be very difficult for me to get. Let's pray those are good. All right, let's try this again. Rudy, hey, how are you? I got this SE30 that's kicking my ass. Good thing I'm not monetized, so I can say those words. That's a drawback here in Cayman. I cannot be monetized to begin with because YouTube won't do it. But it don't matter. I don't need it. I'm not here for that. All right, so I'm back and connected. Let's go. So really, what's happening is that this SEC is keeps on failing. The something is, well, the actually handshake and the serial is failing each time. That's the only test that's failing. Passed. Look at that, Philippe. Felipe, look. I just kicked its ass. So we're back up now. Let's do all tests. But will this solve my SCSI boot problem that I'm having? That's though the question. You see that, Felipe? Look at that big ass rabbit hole we went down. SCSI chip, VIA chip, SEC chip, 175s. But at least what happened is that um, the the at least the text that pointed us in the right direction. I mean, it kept on telling us once we got it connected. I mean, serial problem, serial, and drilled it down more and more, and came to it's the handshake signal. With that, then you can know exactly what chip and what pin. So you see the actually text step, although it doesn't spell it out for you and tell you right off bat, go to this chip and this pin. You have to have some common sense and some problem solving abilities and just know your stuff and you can get to it. See, SEC pass, Kazi pass. Yes, good. Oh no, I can't keep that issue private, man. That's a big one. I need to find out why though, why it doesn't do it because that's very odd. Um, because I don't think that code has been taken out of the hacked ROMs. Rudy, you see what we find out that if you're using a Raminator, the tech step will not work. Oh yeah, well, check some other ROM. Well, that could yeah, because the actually checksum check is actually disabled, and that's what Joaquin told me before. Okay, because look, if I take this off, I'm gonna take this off. Take the original ROM. I'm gonna take a Raminator. This is the true Raminator from actually Steve. A big mess of wires. Okay, we're gonna initiate connection. Power on. It comes and says communication established, but when it comes time to run and do the tests, you get the UT error that I cannot communicate. And this is with every hacked ROM. So even his, but mine is based off of his. So, but we put in a stock ROM. Maybe I can have Joaquin fix that the right checksum shows up. Okay, test, connect. Test mode. Let's just test something quick and easy. SCSI is easy. See, now I don't get that UUT error. So yeah, checksum. All right, so let's get rid of this now. We know it passes tech step. Let me get this off of here. Now we are at the ROM. It could be that it was taken out. I mean, I don't remember that. I'll have to go back and check and see. All right, where are we? We are testing this for SCSI boot. At least now you can see the camera, the screen. Well, it is booting up that time. Sorry, this is the only way I can show the screen right now, so I don't have it capturing yet. Oh, but this ain't gonna boot, folks, because this OS image I'm using is a hacked one, so it wants a hacked ROM. It wants a Rominator type ROM. Okay, so it is booting off the SCSI this time. How long have I been on? 3 hours. Okay. Now it's time for the sponsor ad. No, I don't have a sponsor. I don't need one. Don't want one. I don't want to have a sponsor where they tell me, oh, well, I can only order from you or this or that. So, no thanks. Yes, I have my shop. I do my own things in there. That's it. Okay, so far this is booting up. Some people say don't connect that with the power on, but I've always done that and it doesn't give me any trouble. 3 emails. What did I get? Junk, junk, and junk. All right, so we're in. What mode are we in? I don't think it's. No, we're not in 32 right now, but we could go to 32. Because with this hacked ROM and the image, which is a clean image, um, I can run 32-bit mode on the SE30. That's what I mean by this is a hacked actually OS. This is a it's been cleaned. It's allows me to. Yeah, Rudy, I don't like that sponsor thing. I mean, I'm not in it for that. I'm not in it to help a business like that grow. I don't need them to tell me, oh well, I can only buy boards from them or this or that. I mean, when I first started, I mean, we all know which one came to me very quick and tried to get me in, and I told them no, I don't need it. I do this for fun. I don't need that. Okay, so far this has been booting up every time. I'm gonna shut it back down again, and I'm gonna run this one. But this one really was a point in running it because really, at this point, it's not gonna tell me if there's something wrong. skip the memory one. That's why I never understood software-based testing, because I mean, for you to test that machine with software, the machine's got to be working, right? That's why I don't understand software-based testing. Now, the tech step is a bit different because the machine doesn't have to be working, or even the Apple Cat diagnostic stuff. Some of it you have to use another machine to connect to the broken machine, and you run the software on the good machine. So that one I know has worked. I mean, yeah, it's good once you have it running. But I mean, once you have it running, what the point? What's the software based testing gonna tell you? Just about everything's gonna pass. But then again, granted, no, I gotta correct myself there. I have had where I've had it come and tell me RTC failed or something. Yeah, the memory here is fine because this is memory that I use all over. But what's it let it run through once? Oh, and you see, because I have it in 32-bit mode, look at what it's testing. Because usually this only tests the first eight, but because I have it in 32-bit mode, look, it's testing all 16. Because if you don't have it in 32-bit mode, it won't test all 16. It will only test the first eight. Someone sent me an amazing blue scuzzy image. Unfortunately, I can't share it because it wasn't mine. So it's got various different OSs all built into it. It's got hacked ones and not hacked ones, and loads of software on this image. Yeah, I guess I could catch some things that are not critical for the boot process. By the way, I'm not too worried about the little bit of info y'all are seeing here because really there's nothing there critical. All of that's public stuff. It is the chat that we're having. Okay, that's gonna pass. You see, memory is fine. 'Cause this is memory I use on all my machines. This is gonna run through again. Everything already passed. I can kill this. I'm more curious about this SCSI problem, if that has been solved. So what I'm gonna do is shut down. I'm gonna disconnect everything here. Disconnect the SCSI and the power for a few seconds. Let the board discharge completely. All right, let's see if it boots up again. It looks, yeah, you see, it didn't save 32-bit mode because I don't have a battery in here, but it is booting. Let's give it another one, another shot. See here, what did you say? Honestly, once a chip is failing in these machines, it can cause issues on buses and signals. So your SCSI interface could well have been contaminated by a failing chip. Yes. Um, so yeah, I mean, true, it may be solved, but the main test is still going to come when I do this. Okay, because remember, I'm using a true RTC right now, and I don't have a true RTC to send to this person because his was originally damaged. So I have to use an actually remake. And these here, if they're not working good, SCSI will not boot. Now, first go it booted. And the nice thing is with this RTC chip that if I go and set it into 32-bit mode now, it saves it to the PRAM in here, and this does not need a battery. Okay, these RTC chips, that's the nice thing about them is that you can run this without that crystal on the board and without a battery. Okay, that's what I like about this version of the RTC. The one that works better, the one that's a drop-in replacement AT Tiny 85 for the SE, that one doesn't do it. But these do because on the underside of this there is a crystal. See, we boot it up. Okay, now I'm gonna let's go set this to 32-bit mode. So now that will save that into PRAM. I'm gonna do a shutdown. Power off. Just so you can see from here. I mean, I'm not changing nothing on that chip. Oh, you're doing some advert for me. Thank you so much. So now we turn it back on. And here we come. I never check. I never looked. Will, do you use a diagnostic manual or have memorized everything? Memorized, Rudy. Memorized. um, I don't really have any manuals on this that I use. You know, Rudy, most of my what I learned, okay, came from Bruce and Steve. Those are my two ones that really showed me a lot. And I gotta say, Adrian, although he doesn't do much with Macs, okay, the way he explains things and the way that all these systems work, okay, it's very valuable knowledge there. All right, so those actually three: Bruce, Steve, and Adrian. Those are my three idols. Are we in 32 mode? I never saw if the no. Ooh, why did it not stay in 32-bit mode? It should have. Or maybe it doesn't save that into. You see, now it's in 32-bit mode. Maybe it doesn't save that into the PRAM. Or maybe now it will save it because I did a restart instead of a shutdown. It's supposed to save that into the PRAM. The same thing with the actually mouse setting. Uh, I am honored, Rudy, that you put me in the same class as them, but I still think I have a lot more to learn. And you know what the funny thing was, Rudy? I did not do any of this until February 22. That's when I started this. Okay, I never soldered a damn thing in my life until then. Okay, I never owned a classic Mac until then. Right. Um, I was all PC based. Okay, that's my background. But I am very logical problem solving person, and I don't give up on something. I will research it over and over. Okay, so now that's in there. Which program? Which one was it? Which one was it? I don't think I have it on here. Do I? Set up and repair. Yes, here it is. Okay, why I'm going into this? You got this one I know has is it registered license to Steve. Steve, what are you doing? What I like about this is that is it this? Yeah, this one that lets me see it, but I think it's here. Here. Oh no, but this one doesn't break it down nicely. One of these sets it into 32-bit mode. There was one of them that lets you see it very nice. You see, I'm already in fast mode, and I didn't even set that. That was already on that chip. One of them lets you see this very nicely. Is it Tattletech or is it um, actually Snooper? Uh, I am glad I'm a good resource. I feel honored with that. It was one of these. Yeah, display PRM. Again, I don't know which one of these sets it to 32-bit mode. If it even saves that into the PRAM. Probably in here. You know what I want to do? Let's find out if it does save it here. I'm gonna take a picture of this, and I'm gonna come out of this. We're gonna put this back into 24-bit mode. Restart. 24-bit mode, yeah. I try to read and chat. I mean, it's hard. A lot of times it's difficult for me to have something to talk about. That's why I love it when there are people in chat. Um, so that's why I like more people in here. I'm glad to see six people watching. There's only two taking part in the chat. I wish some of those five now that some of those that are watching would also say hi in the chat at least and say, "Hey, I'm here." Six, back up to six. It is open. I mean, I do have this actually stream open. It is. I did post it on our Discord, Macintosh Friends. It is in there, so the actually link is there if you want to join it. You're more than well. Anyone is welcome to actually join. Um, a lot of times though, when I am busy and doing a lot of work, I don't have the time to chat because to actually read the chat because I'm busy watching while I'm busy doing the work. Just this time I happen to be here. All right, let's see what changed. All right, here nothing changed, but I saw another. Again, I don't know about the Macintosh software, how that runs and this and that. So that's where a lot of this I can't tell you how it works because I don't know. My phone updated to OS 18, and I don't. Some things have changed. All right, so I took a picture of this screen now. So now I'm gonna go exit this. I'm gonna switch back to 32-bit mode, and let's see what changed on that screen. Because it's supposed to save it into PRAM, but it may save it into the slots. Like, okay, 32-bit mode coming up. All right, this is booting up. Let's get rid of all this junk mail. Okay, okay, let's see now what has changed. Info, display slot PRAM. All right, where's my picture? Hey, nothing has changed. So it really doesn't. I don't think it's putting that into PRAM in that 32-bit mode. All right, so we are in 32-bit mode now. If I do, let's do a shutdown and see what happens. Yeah, see, it came up in 32-bit mode. The one thing I do want to do is I'll probably take out those actually resistor pack networks that I made and put these back in. Mine is the one with the broken leg because I don't know if any other part in there is broken because the pins at the four corners are not needed. Those are on the actually recreation. They're not even tied to anything because all four of those are actually ground. So, if I'm mistaken, it did power back up in 32-bit mode. So it is saving it somewhere. Maybe on the SD card. No, it wouldn't be. It would be in PRAM. It would be in PRAM. Okay, so let me shut this down. I'm gonna switch to this one. The other thing I need to try here is booting with an internal SCSI because he said internal and external were not working. So I just want to make sure. There goes my phone. away, and let's try to boot up. See, yeah, 32-bit mode still. So it is saving it into PRAM, and we're booting up. Look at that. So Philippe, you're right. Yes, I did mention a Discord. Um, a lot of us are members to a Discord that's ran by Ron and Joe, Macintosh Friends, Macintosh Friends and beyond. Unfortunately, I can't send. A lot of us can't send an invite. Only the actually creators of it can send an actually invite. I ripped the last piece of Born from DigiKey last year. Yeah, I mean those Borns are hard to find, and I'm so glad that whoever it was that created these, it was not me. I will be. This was ALX Lab, and he's made it open source, and anyone can get it and make it. I have a lot of them. Um, and then the other thing I do with them is that I use these very thin pins. Let's see if this camera will focus. Now I can show you on the scope instead. That might be better. I use some very thin. You see, they're very thin that I use, and then I slide these into a socket, bend it, solder them, and then I cut them. So I don't use normal pin actually headers, because when you use pin headers and you stick that into a socket, that socket will never hold a normal chip again, because you basically bent it out of shape there. So this booted up with the internal. So let me do another shutdown here. And so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to switch back to my desk cam here. Where's did I put that tool? Did I put it back? Yes, I did. All right. I'm gonna oh, uh, power. I can't tell you how many times I take something out and I forget to undo power. I'm pretty sure you've seen me do it a bunch of times on this stream already. All right, I'm gonna take these two back out and put on the originals. Minus that one with the broken leg. That one I'm not gonna put back. The nice thing about these Borns that are available is that they can be customized. The only thing you got to change is the value of the two actually resistors on each side. So it can be used for more than just the ones that the SE and SE30 use. Um, okay, so we have those on, and I need to power up now. Let's see. Still in 32-bit mode. See that? It's holding that and without a battery. So it is in PRAM somewhere. Yeah, Felipe, I buy those ready-made from JLC with all the resistors and the capacitor on. The only thing is that the actually resistor that the creator originally used, um, JLC almost like never has them in stock. So I bumped mine up to an actually 50 ohm resistor, because I think he uses a 48, and you can't find, and then those are hard to find. But with the margin of error, a two per- an actually 2 ohm increase is actually nothing. So, and look, it boot up. Okay, so I buy them already with all of the SMD stuff on it. The only thing I have to solder on are the legs. And like I said, I buy these things. These are used for like Arduinos and so forth when you want to go longer legs. I buy them that already have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see, so this is actually one side. So I just put them in. These things are like 20 cents a piece. I just ordered 200 more of them. So because I have a lot of these actually resistor packs to make. Um, but it just booted up again without any problem. I mean, I think that solved the problem too, Felipe. What do you think? I think intermittently the problem has been solved. I don't have a card in that one. So let me shut this down. I'm gonna move this camera out of the way. All right, now the other thing I want to do is I want to run this with his RAM and his ROM, but then I have to change my boot image. Look at the massive size of memory this is on. Don't even know what size. If these are 16s or 32s or what. I think these are 16. All right, Felipe. Yes, for you it's different time over there in France. Okay, so now I need to see. I do have another image here somewhere. Because this image of that blue SCSI is hacked, so I don't know what version. I don't know what software this is. Coming up extremely quick. Wow, it's a very small image, I think. Yeah, this is version 617. This is 608 I'm running. Oh my god, this is 132 megs he's got right here. 132 megs in this machine. Wow. So his RAM and ROM work. I don't seem to be having any SCSI problem with this. Oh, this image has a lot of different ones in it. I can pick which one to load up. That's 608. Where's my system picker? What do you think is better, Rudy? 7.1 or 7.755? 608 is loading right now. Let me go to 7.1. Restart. Booting up. Not a problem. All right, Rudy. Thank you for stopping in and joining in. Appreciate it. Anytime you can come in. All right. So now this is loaded 7 1, yeah, 132 megs. Wow, 131,072. You might as well say 132. You too. Have a great day there. I'm probably going to end soon too because I'm getting hungry and it is almost 1 o'clock here for me. I need to go eat something here soon. So anyway, I think that is what I'm gonna end up doing too. Those of you that are here, I'm gonna play this for you.
Please hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications.
Because oh my god, I've been pulling my hair out. I've been with this anyway. It is what it is, right? That is life. Anyway, I can go back to this camera here, so you don't have to see me. But I'm gonna undo my SE. What just fell on the power cable? The SE30 compact. For those of you that don't know what this is, it's a small little board like actually this. It's got an RGB to HDMI here, ran by a Pi Zero that outputs HDMI. This SD card with software on it. So it's got a built-in RGB to HDMI because all the buttons for it are here, and then it's got a Pico, a ATX power Pico. Or if you don't have a Pico, you can plug in a normal ATX power supply there. It's a great tool for the bench, as you see. I use it with an ATX cable, or you can plug it in directly into the board like actually that, and it does the same thing. Okay, the only thing sometimes may interfere is this here, but this is great for like if you want to do an actually Franken Frankentosh Mac. Um, it has headers on it that will give you two actually 5 volt connections, two actually 12 volt connections, external LED. So the LED that's on here for power, you can bring it outside. These two LEDs that belong to the RGB to HDMI, they can also be extended outside. And this one here, the RGB to HDMI has a single button mode. And if you configure it that way, and then you put a header here to go to a button outside the case, or that you can control it from here. So this is a very nifty little thing. I love it for the bench because now I don't have to bring up a whole case. Basically, I don't have to bring up this big old beast, okay? Because I have everything I need right here from this card. You see, here's the RGB to HDMI. The chip is down here on the bottom. All right, this is just a buffer chip here that controls the video. So very simple little thing. Anyway, so I think I have this border for Mr. Richard solved with his SCSI problem. I'm very glad that is solved because it was kicking my ass. And you saw the rabbit hole that we went into. I mean, I went from a SCSI issue to try to change SCSI chip, and nothing changed there. From there, I went to try to change VIA chip, and nothing changed there. Um, so nothing changed anywhere around there. I think this. Then I went to the SEC. That gave me a little bit of sign of something, and pointed me more towards this guy here, which is the LS30. There was nothing wrong with the LS30 because it just solder joints. I mean, I guess it looked soldered. I guess it just was not good. Maybe it had a bad connection. So anyway, so it never was any of these chips. Nothing was bad on it. It was just a bad connection. So the one thing that I did remove and I got rid of was the RTC chip that I sent him originally because that had the fat legs on it. My new ones are all the actually small legs. So and we leave it at that. So I'm gonna consider this board done. This is working well. I'm gonna probably run it through the ultrasonic cleaner though for him. Try to get it a bit cleaner, and then I'll come and test it again because You never know what the ultrasonic cleaner could do. I've had it do some very strange things at times. This is a flux remover. It's not alcohol, so I just want to try to get some more of this flux off that I used. So, folks, I now that I have six people watching, um, I was gonna end it, but since I have quite a few of you watching it, the other thing Richard sent me was he sent me some. Why did he send me all these baggies? There's nothing in them. All right, he sent me some of these chips. These are the video circuitry. Oh, these are the chips that go right here. All right, and the thing is that if you don't know what order these got to go in, you can really mess them up. So I know what order they go in because I wonderfully wrote all that down. Let's see, I have my cheat notes. Okay, so if we look at the number here, this one is the 665A. Okay, so that is UI. That's this one here. So I'll put that at the UI location. This looks like another 755. This is 755. So this is the UE7. So that's there. 633 is the UG7. So basically, you can see how I'm putting these. I'm putting them like how they go on the board. 635 is the UG6, so that's that one right there. See, I'm following the same pattern. 637 is the UE6. Okay, so there's one set. Okay, 633 is the UG7, so we'll make another set here because he wants me to label these for him. 665 is over here. 688 is UE7. 665. Oh, he has another 665 here. That's that one. 6. Hold on. I messed up this. 665. 665 is UI. UI 74. 688 is UE. One like that. UG7. UE7. Alright, so he does not have a second complete set. Two are missing. Alright, so I'll label them for him and then I'll send him, get his things ready. I can consider his work here done. So, anyway, who else is here? Anyone else showed up? Well, about the word. Okay, no one else has come in. Um, I'll get my label anyway. Anyway, folks, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to call it quits here for now. I do have to go make some lunch. I'm very hungry. It is 12:53 here. So, for those of you that have joined me, thank you so much for watching and that have participated. Felipe and Rudy, thank you so much. Retro Techie, you were here also. Um, I did open up the stream. I posted it on the Discord, but no one came in, so it's fine with me. I may do another live this afternoon. I may do some more because I have. I mean, if you see what I have here to work, I mean, this is only what I have in this room so far. Okay. All three of these are boards that I've got to actually I have to reload. Okay, so both of these someone gave me at GPCF Midwest. They brought the boards for me there. Um, it wasn't planned. It was just people there that were walking around and saw my purple board and everything and asked me, and I said, yeah, I do them. And they said, here, can you do this? So this is what's from a wonderful lady. I'll talk more about her when I get to that video. And then this one here is from Michael. I won't say the last name, but we will get this done and see what we can do with it. And yeah, so these are three actually reloaded that I have single. Then I have from one person I have five reloaded boards that I need to do. And then there's another person that sent me 7 boards, but not all are SE30s. There are some different things in there. So you can see I have plenty of material that I can sit here and do some work. Keeps me busy, keeps me out of trouble, and it keeps me from actually going out and spending money. I need to fix this. This just came undone. This cable here just came undone. So, and I think the other one's gonna come undone too. I gotta solder that in better. It gets a lot of use, a lot of bending. So, anyway, folks, thank you so much for watching. And my hair is a mess here, and anyway, but it is what it is, right? Thank you, folks. Y'all have a great day. Bye bye.